the focus is going to be the hello. In our last session, we have explored the AdventureWorks database. We saw how to use select statement. Okay. So today, further we look into SQL statement with more operators. SQL select statement it's a DQL statement data query language, using which we select data from the given table or tables. Either it can be one table or it can be more than one table. So using select statement, we retrieve data from the database tables. Need not be database tables, sometimes even we use the views. Views are going to be logical windows to the database. Using views, indirectly we retrieve data from the tables. Fine. So, using select statement, we select data from the given table or tables. Either we can use star to select all the columns. So, when we use star, in whatever order we define columns in the same order, it is going to retrieve. Or else, we can use list of columns. Whatever columns we would like to choose from the database, table or tables, we can actually specify there. We can specify with the select statement. Okay, so using the select statement, we retrieve data from the given table or tables. Today once again I open AdventureWorks. In the AdventureWorks, I try to from AdventureWorks database, I retrieve data from sales schema. This is a schema called as sales. From sales schema, I want to retrieve data from the order header and order details. So from those two tables, I would like to retrieve data. Now come to sales. In the sales, we have actually two different tables. One is sales order header, other one is sales order detail. In the sales order header, we have only header information. See, when you look at the sale, normally there is only one record associated with one single sale. Probably in that you have amount, date of sale, similarly how much discount is given, the customer ID, like that we have only one record associated to the sale. But when you look into sales order detail, this is in relation to the sales order header. Okay, for one header you can be having one or more than one sales order detail records. Sales order detail is going to contain data related to individual products. For example, you may choose one single product that you may be buying number of quantities. Similarly, you can choose some other product, how many quantity you are buying, you specify. So like that, what happens exactly? Related to one sales order header row, there can be one or more than one sales order detail table records. So like this, you have here relationship one to many between sales order header and sales order detail. The relationship is going to be one to many. For one single sales order header ID, we find number of sales order detail records. At least one is required. It can be one or more than one. Like that, we maintain the data in these two tables, sales order header and sales order detail. Okay, so to retrieve data from them, we can use select statement. In number of ways you can use select statement. Okay, now first of all let me here see the sales order header table. For that, first of all I should open the database. To open database, I should type here either use command or I need to choose from this. Okay, I should go to this. From here I should choose the table database name. Database is AdventureWorks 2008 R2. Now I have opened it. That database is opened. So once the database is opened, you can actually run queries now against the database tables. So the table is, I want to retrieve data from the sales header table. Okay, I want to go into sales header table. From the table I would like to retrieve data. Once again come to sales order header here. Here write select star from sales is the schema name, sales start, sales order header. Select like this. Now execute this. When we execute, it shows a number of records here. It shows about 31,465 records. That many records are available. It's containing that many number of records. But when you look at the due date and order date, are the same or are they different? Let us see. If you look at order date, it is different. It's not same data, it's a different data. Okay. Similarly, due date also is going to be different data. When this database is created, over a period of time it is not built. They made some sample database, so they have inserted some bulk data. Because of that, entries sometimes what happens get repeated. Okay, now not entries exactly, it is going to be order date. Order date actually get repeated. Okay, if you look at this order date, because this is sample data, if you look at order date, it has here 2005 7 1. It's nothing but, so this is July. On July 1st 2005, this entry, this order is made, the sales order is made. Okay, but here if you look at the time, you have for everything midnight. First of all, in the midnight there cannot be any store. So if it is online, probably it's possible, but at the same time you cannot have this many you cannot have. So for all of them you have same midnight. It's going to be midnight. That is same number of seconds. There should be at least some difference in the seconds or in the minutes. See, this is not really any live data, it's some sample data. For practice purpose they made it. Do not find any fault with that, because this is some sample data. It's made for actually testing, for learning purpose. For learning purpose this database is made. So in that context only we should see it. So now here I have selected data like this. It's retrieving about 31,465. Now I want to select actually some top 100 only. I want to select only top 100. Therefore I write here select select top 100 from, put like this, from sales order header. Okay, what I write here, select top 100 from, I write here sales order header. So when I use it, so select top 100 star from sales order header, it's going to be retrieving here 100 records. Only 100 records we get. You can see in the bottom 100 rows. It is showing for us only 100 rows. Suppose I want to get actually the recent top 100 records. The recent top 100 records I would like to get. So therefore I can write this in this manner. Select top 100. Recent means what? The latest date we need to choose. From the available dates, latest dates we need to choose. Then write star from sales dot sales order header. We use like this. Here we should use order by order date, order by order date. I have taken here, there should not be space between the column within the column. Order date, DSC you put in the descending order. I want to take it. I want to take in the descending order. So when I put this query, it's going to retrieve top 100 rows from the sales header table, and based on the order date, it is going to be getting here sorted. But in the descending order, it's going to pick for us. That means what? Latest date comes first. Latest order date comes first. So what is the latest order date? Let us first of all see here. It is, in the July on 16th and 2005, this is going to be latest. So therefore it should show for us this one. This is the 16th July 2005 we need to get as the very first entry. Okay, select and execute now. It's showing something else. It's showing even 2008 data also. So that means what? This is the latest data. Not 2005, 2008 data is latest, because I have used here select top 100 from sales order header. So it is showing up to only July 2005. But I haven't taken entire data. But with this what is happening from entire data, last top 100 records are chosen based on the order date. So latest order dates, top 100 dates are chosen from that. Okay, so this way what is happening here, it is retrieving data. So I use here select top 100. I have chosen here select top 100. So top is going to be again a class for us. Select top 50, 100, 200, 1000. So whatever clause you would like to put, you can put. So this is one way of actually selecting data. Select top you can use. You can use select top, followed by here 100 or 200 or 300, whatever it is you would like to put, you can show, you can write there. So like this we are retrieving data of 100 latest records based on the order date. With the latest order dates, top 100 records we are retrieving from the given database table. This is exactly what select top. So select top followed by n records we specify there. Top 100 records here we are getting, and based on the order date, that to latest order date. So it is not actually old order date, it is a latest order date. If you drop this DSC in the descending order, if you drop it, you can get with 2005 only. Once again see here. Now put here, don't put anything. So when you don't put anything, it means it's ascending order. Now select and execute. You get now 2005. When you are using select top 100 star from sales order header, order by order date DSC, we were getting data of 2008. But this time you are getting 2005 data. That means what? It is giving you very first data. Very old data it's giving for us, because we are trying to show in the ascending order. That means the very old dates, order dates come first, then the very latest is going to be coming in the completely bottom. But it can choose only 100 records. Here it is choosing only 100 records. So like this we can use select top. So using select top we can select data this manner. So top is going to be here one of the say clauses. With the help of that we are selecting top 100. Okay. Similarly, the other day we have chosen like. We choose actually like. With like, whenever we use like operator, like is nothing but operator. So whenever we use like operator, you can specify certain pattern for that. Here we use the wildcards also. whenever we use like, it can be exact match or it can be certain pattern. Okay, it can be exact match. In the case of exact match, you can just put equal. With that you can actually search. But sometimes you go with a pattern, you have to use certain pattern. So as per pattern we need to retrieve data. So therefore at the time you can use wildcards. Like percent we use 0 or more than 0 characters with percent. When we use underscore, it's going to be single character. That's going to be a single character. So when you use percent, it means what? One or more than one character. And when you go with the underscore, it is going to be like just one character only. It should be just one character. Similarly, we can take some list of characters, list of chars, like this you can put. So from this list it can pick data. Suppose you have number of cities, okay, but you want to retrieve data either from Delhi or from Mumbai or from say Chennai or from one more cities, either Delhi or Chennai or Mumbai or Kolkata. So from there you need to choose. Therefore in such cases you may write something like this: select star from stores. The table is something like stores. We write where location, okay, so location like we use, then followed by here we specify this one as M stands for Mumbai, K stands for Kolkata, D stands for Delhi, and here C stands for Chennai. Like this we can do it. It can choose any locations which start with M, which start with K, or which start with D, or which start with C. So from this range it can choose anything, M, K, D, C. From there it can be choosing. Either it can be M, or it can be K, or it can be D, or it can be C, followed by percent you put. So in such cases what is going to happen? It can be choosing here M, K, D, C percent. Like this it can choose. The location may be starting with M, or it may be starting with K, or it may be starting with D, or it may be starting with C. Like this you can choose. So data can be chosen that way. Whatever locations start with M, which start with K, which start with D, and which start with C can be selected. In the same manner, suppose you want to select data where the locations must not be starting with M or K or D or C. So therefore in such cases you can use not operator this way. You can just put exclamation mark in the beginning, that way you can actually choose. So we can choose in that manner. Select star from stores where location like MKDC, we put like that. So therefore here it's going to choose all locations which are not starting with M, or not starting with say K, or not starting with D, or not starting with C. Like that you can specify. You can specify in that manner. Similarly, sometimes what happens, you want to take a range, you want to take some range. You may write like this: select star from stores where location, you put like this, location like here it is, you can put A to K like this percent. All the cities, all the locations which start with A, similarly from A to K, whatever cities they come, they can be getting selected. The very first character of those cities is going to be either A or B or C or D. Like that the range is going to be A to K. Similarly, when you don't want to select that range, you can go with this. Okay, here this time you can use a not operator. With the help of that you can write not like. This way also you can select data. So here what we use exactly, like operator we are using. When we use like operator, we can use wildcards like percent, or we can use underscore. Similarly, we can use a range. Okay, we can use a range, and there we can even use not like also, not operator also we can use. So these are basically pattern matching mechanisms. It's going to be pattern matching mechanisms. So whenever the pattern is matching, those records are going to be retrieved. Now come to our here this database. Let us go into this particular database. Now based on the customer ID, I would like to choose. I want to choose here customer ID, but before that, what column this is for customer ID? Is it numeric or is it character? Let us see. Go to, in such cases, the table. This is sales order header. Expand here sales order header, expand columns. When we look at the customer ID, it's integer data. This is going to be integer data for us. Similarly, if you go with credit card ID, even this is okay, fine. So here we do not have actually, we don't have too much character data in this. Fine. Only for sales order number we have something that way. Sales order number with S it is starting. So everything you have actually as S4. S4 is nothing but sales order, and PO is nothing but here purchase order. This is in the varchar form only. We have this in the varchar form. Okay. Now if you have to select actually the data, okay, now if you have to select data, so this is really not much useful. Coming to sales order detail, let us try to look at the columns. When you look at columns, here also we have carrier tracking number and varchar we have in this. Okay, similarly, do we have any other character data? We don't have anything. Here therefore try to select top 100 star from sales order detail. Like this, let us put sales order detail. Let us go with this. Now here we have some carrier tracking number. This is varchar. It's actually varchar. Okay, somewhere in these areas we can apply the pattern matching mechanism. We can apply, but this is consistent here. So pattern matching may not be, you cannot apply well. Let us look into some other tables. Let us go into some other tables. You have here some product category table. You have name, product name is available, product category name is available. Let us look into product category here. Select star from production dot, then write here product category. This is the name of the table. From the table we try to retrieve data. We have bikes, components, clothes and accessories, but we don't have too many records. We don't have any too many records, therefore this is also of not much use. Okay, a lot of data is required in order to use that. Remember, to understand all these things, a lot of data is needed. Without that you cannot do really much. Okay, let us go into columns here. Even if you go into this employee, you have a business entity ID, but there is no employee name here. We don't have any employee name. Let us try to go with the employee name somewhere. If you go with person, anywhere do we find here person name? Let us see, we have first name, middle name, last name. I think this is going to be really ideal table for using this like operator. Now write select star from here we put person dot person. Okay, from person schema we are trying to retrieve data from the person table. Just execute this. You get so many records now in this. You get so many records actually, because you have a lot of data. Around 19,972 rows we got here. We have so many records in this. Okay, data even in the XML format is also available for us here. If you look at the demographics, when you click on this, it's going to show data in the XML format. So this is going to be demographics also available now in this close area. This is going to be the data. Okay, it's going to be data for us. So you have something like employee type here, person type. So you have some person type. What is person type? We need to see. EM. Okay, then similarly IN, something like that. You have person type. Here next see, we have a first name, we have middle name, we have last name. Something like this we have here. Now suppose you want to select all the data, all the first name which is starting in the range from A to say A to some F. A to F I want to choose. Therefore I write like this, select like this, select star from person dot person. We write like this, followed by we use here a where clause, where first name we write here like, first name like we need to write this way, first name like in the single quote we write, it should be in the range like A to F, then followed by here percent. Let us put here the percent, percent also must be in the single quote. Remove the single quote here, then put here single quote. Here select star from person dot person, where first name like A to F percent. Just execute. What is happening here? We get all the names here, Dylon, Diane, like this. You get only 7,108 rows. If you look at them, they are going to start all the first names. They are going to start either with A or with B or with C or with D or with F. So here therefore we gave a range for A to F. The very first character can be here either A or B or C or D, like that we have chosen. Even here you can order them, put like this, order by, what we do here, order by first name. Order by first name we use like this. Now just select and execute this. You have this way now. First name starting with A, followed by here you have A up to F you have here. So this way what is happening? It's getting selected. Data is getting selected. The very first character of the first name must be either A or B or C or D or E or F, like that. Those characters we are taking, and with that it is actually selecting data. So this can be here range. This is going to be a pattern for us. It's going to be a pattern for us. Now similarly, I have to select all the data. Okay, I have to select all the data in which I want to use the fourth character as H. The fourth character must be H, the rest can be anything. So therefore I write this way, select star from person dot person where first name like where first name like here. So I put this way. Here it is going to be underscore underscore third time and fourth time, sorry, fourth must be here for me h, followed by percent I put, then like this I try to write this. So it can be, first three can be any character, but the fourth one must be h, and after that it can contain 0 or more than 0 characters. Just execute. So what is happening here? You get Michael, you get Suchitra, then you get Ruth, again you get Michael. So like this we get data. So first three characters can be anything, but the fourth character is going to be h here. So like this what we do, we are selecting data from the given person table. So person dot person, from that we are retrieving data. Again this is going to be a pattern matching. Underscore meaning is what? It can be any character. We require in the beginning 3 characters. After 3 characters it should be h, followed by it can be n number of characters. Either it's no character, or it can be 1 or 2 or 3. So percent meaning is what? 0 or more than 0 characters. Like this it is going to retrieve data. So here with like operator we are using a pattern matching. So with pattern we are displaying in that manner. So this is what exactly select statement. We use select statement like this. Sometimes what happens, we need to concatenate first name, middle name and last name. You have to show as one column. You have to say it as a name. You have to say this as name. So therefore let us try to perform here concatenation. Okay, we try to perform concatenation where first name is going to be something like that. But in this process what I do is, whenever there is null value, I should not take null there. When it is null, I should take a space there. So for that I have a is null. Whenever it is null, it can actually put something else there. Because whenever there is null, if you try to perform any arithmetic operation, if you try to perform any operation with null, so if one of the operands is null, the result is going to be null only. If any of the operands is null, so totally it becomes null, something like 0. Suppose you take any number, when you multiply with 0, how you get 0? In the same manner it happens. So therefore here, whenever there is null, instead of showing null, we should display something like here a space. Now let me here do that. Select, I write here like this first name, then followed by I want to add here. The next thing is here I have middle name. Sometimes middle name can be null. So here write is null, followed by here I put middle name. If middle name is null, so then I take a space there, plus here I write last name. I put like actually last name, but in between I need to have certain space. I want to put certain space here. Okay, so here also I can embed certain space. You can put plus and try to embed certain space. So already if you have any space, it becomes a problem. So make empty string there. Like this you can put. Now write from, the table name is what, and see last name. Here there is no column name because we are getting a new column. We are forming a derived column here with first name, with middle name and with last name. We try to form here a new column name, but we don't have new column we are forming here. There is no name for that. So therefore try to write it as name. You can say this as name, or as name also you can put as name, then comma. Next thing is what we can use here, person type. Now I am choosing like this, person type I am choosing, then I don't want to use any demographics there. I want to get only this one. Okay, I want to get only this much here. Then I write from, The table name is what here? Person dot person. Person is the schema name, and similarly table name is also person. Here I put where clause now. I want to use here where clause, where only with first name I am trying to see this. Where first name, like this, I am using here 3 underscores, and fourth one is going to be H. So what is happening in such cases? Here we are getting Ruth, then Suchitra, Michael, like the certain names we are getting. So this way I am trying to query this, and further I want to display all these in the order. So first of all, let us see this. Let us see what we get. Now let us check for the syntax first of all. Now execute it. So when you execute, you get like this: Michael Rahim, Michael I Sullivan, then Suchitra O Mohan. Like this you are getting data. Data is formed like this. We created a new column called as name. So it is showing about 1178 rows total. We formed here a new column. The new column name is what exactly? It's called as name here. First name we are concatenating with middle name, and we are concatenating with last name. These three can become name. When you write there is null. So using is null, what is happening there? Whenever you have any null value, it's going to just embed there an empty string. When it is null, in such cases, it's going to embed a null string. So empty string, sorry, it's going to embed a empty string. So with that, data is selected like this. And here we are giving an alias for this. We are choosing 3 columns, putting together and making them as your name. So this column name is going to be name. Suppose if you don't have any name, if you don't keep anything here, it says no column name. You need to have column name also. Therefore we put it as name, then person type from person dot person. So like this, what we do exactly? We are retrieving data from the given table using here wildcards, and one more thing, we use is null function. Is null is a predefined function which is already available for us under system functions. So using that function, if whenever you have for middle name a null value, instead of taking null value, you can take there actually this one, single quotes. Suppose, now how many rows we got when we are using null? We got around 1178 rows. Now let me remove this here. Just try to put only middle name. What will happen? See. Now how many rows we got here? We got now 1178 rows. We got total 1178 rows when we are using here a null is null function. Without that, let us see what happens now in that. Take this and here paste it. Now remove this is null function. Remove the is null function. Just use only middle name. Okay, don't do any other thing. Just use actually middle name. Now what can be the result of this? Let us see. Okay, see, before we executed with this query, we are getting about around 1178 rows. Now with this, how many rows we get? Let us see. And what type of data we are going to get in that? See there. Here what is happening? You are getting totally null value. It is retrieving same number of rows, 1178 rows. But here what happens for entire first name, middle name, last name, everything is taken null. So when you perform, whenever you are using a null value in the operation like this concatenation, so what will happen here? If any value is null, so total it's going to be becoming null there. It's going to become total null. But when we use here this operation, what happens? See, first one is what here? Michael Rahim. For Michael Rahim, so for Michael Rahim, the middle name is going to be null. It's going to be null middle name. Let us execute this one also. What happens? See, for Michael Rahim, this middle name is null. Since it is null, if you execute this third query, what happens? See, in this, it is showing the name as null, because if one of the operands is null, the entire this concatenation is going to become null. So be careful with null values. It is as good as some 0 in the arithmetic operations, particularly with the multiplication. So when you multiply any number with 0, you get 0 value only. So same thing is happening here with the, say with what operation exactly? Whenever there is a value with null, like this you get. So we have written here select first name followed by is null middle name, last name as name, person type from person dot person, where first name like here you have 3 characters, 3 underscores, they can be any characters but fourth one must be H, then followed by percent. So like this we use. So in such case what happens, you are getting actually full name. Whenever there is null value, it is taking just space there. So like this, what is happening, you can actually avoid null values. We are getting correct. So here, this is what exactly, it is concatenation, and at the same time we are using certain pattern. Now suppose you apply here not like, what happens, see, go with the not like, again I copy this here. So when you say not like, it's going to show so many records this time. I put here not like, so it shows so many records except 1178, all other records are going to be shown now in this. Just execute, you get so many things in this, you are getting so many now in this. You got about 18,794 records. Okay, it's about 18,794 records, because when you go with select star from person dot person, it's showing about 9, how many records, 19,000 some odd number of records. So same is happening here. Now here what is happening, it's using not like. So whatever records are matching with this criteria, those are not selected, rest are going to be selected. So therefore like operator you can use this way. You can search for the pattern with the help of the like operator. You can use like operator for searching it. Now in this process here we concatenated more than one column into single column. There, if one of the columns may be having a null value, it need not be middle name, sometimes first name also can be null, sometimes last name also can be null. Therefore if you use is null function, in such cases you don't get actually dirty data, you can get clean data in such cases. Often this happens, first name can be containing null value, last name can be containing null value. So here see, first name is not null, there is no problem, but middle name can be null, last name is not null. So first of all you need to look in the table definition. Since first name cannot contain not null, you need not use their is null. Similarly, last name also should not contain their null value. If it's containing null value, the row is not accepted. Therefore, you can take it for granted, it contains some data. But as far as middle name is concerned, this can be having actually sometimes null values. We are seeing that. So therefore, whenever you think that there is going to be null value, so try to use is null. I mean with that, at least you can take their space instead of taking actually null value. When you try to show some null on the screen, it does not look good. Okay, in the selection if you try to show null, it does not look good. So therefore try to avoid null with the help of the is null function. Use is null with the help of that. Whenever you have any null value, just try to show it as some empty space or space, whatever it is. Whatever you would like to use, you can use. Okay, instead of null, you can show missing or not available, whatever, depending on the context you need to use. Here, since I am choosing first name, middle name, last name, whenever middle name is missing, I just want to use only space there. Okay, so whenever the data is available, in such cases the data comes, but whenever data is missing, I just want to embed the string as it is there. Okay, so this way you can be using the query. I mean in that you can use is null. With the help of is null, if the data is null, what will happen with that? It's going to display empty string there. So this is exactly usage of like operator. We can use like operator this way. Similarly, if you look at the person table, once again select and see here. If you look at person, sometimes what happens, I want to select all those middle names. I want to select all those middle names. If it is A, if it is J, or if it is A, or if it is H, or if it is L, or if it is N. I would like to select. So in such cases I can be using here in operator. So using in operator I can select it. Okay, I can use here in operator. With the help of in operator I am going to get it. I want to get with the help of the in operator now. So let me use here in operator. In the case of in operator, from the available number of options, if any option is matching, that based on that data can be selected. So in the case of in operator, you can specify list of values there. So from that values, if any value is matching, rows are going to be selected. Now let me write that with the in operator. Select. I use same query again. I am going to use here same query. I am going to use here same query, but slightly I change in this. So this time I want to go with the middle name only. Here I write where middle name So this time I don't require any is null operator because I am trying to choose from the whenever it's not null, that I am going to choose. Therefore, I don't require now is null here. Okay, I don't require here is null. So where middle name use like this, where middle name followed by where middle name in the square brackets I can specify it. Sorry, I can specify in the square brackets. It is either J or it is either A or it is either I can set it as H, okay, or it is actually N, or it is going to be say some V. So whenever these are available, from that I would like to select. So like this here I can use the in operator. So whenever middle name is containing any of these values, either J or A or H or N or V, in such cases it should be selecting data. Now here I want to select all this data based on the first name. I want to order it by first name. Therefore I write here order by first name. I put like this, order by first name. This way I can select it. So now what happens here? I am going to select first name, then middle name, then last name as name comma person type from person dot person, where middle name in the middle name if you have J or A or H or N or V. Here this time you don't require is null. Why it's not required is null? The reason is if it's containing J, it's not going to be null. If it's containing A, it can't going to be null. It's not going to be null. If it's containing H, again that can't be a null. If it's containing N, that cannot be null. So if it's containing V, it can't be null. So based on that, since we are selecting, here you don't require is null operator. For the middle name, not with other things. Okay, for the middle name, you can take like this. Now just execute. It is showing this way. What it's saying exactly? Aaron A. So Aaron J, Aaron N. Okay, Aaron A. So like this, the middle name, based on the middle name, we select data. So here we are using in operator. So using in operator, we select data now. So whenever it is J or A or H or N or V, the middle name, so in such cases, data is selected. It's selecting first name, it's concatenating first name, middle name and last name. So here we call that as a name. We are putting an alias there. Using as name, we are giving an alias there. Alias is going to be name for us. Then followed by person type from person dot person, where middle name in either J or A or H or N or V, order by first name. So in that order, we are going to be we are going to be ordering it in the ascending order. So it must be first of all A. That's why you get Abby, then followed by you get actually Abigail. Like this you are getting. You are not sorting based on the middle name. You are sorting based on the first name. Like this here, we are selecting data using in operator. Now, similarly, look at once again the table. What data it's containing, based on that further what other possibilities we have. If you come down like this here, we have dates, certain dates are available. Okay, we are having certain dates in this. Now I want to choose only months which are containing only 30 days. Months which are containing 30 days I would like to choose. Therefore, for that I can write a query. I can write a query here this way. Here I can write select, same thing I use here. Select okay, that means in the modified date, whenever as per modified date, these names are going to be these are actually modified records. So these are going to be modified records, but here what I do, I use actually modified name. So in such cases definitely is null this time you must use. There is no guarantee that we don't have any null value in this. So therefore definitely we need to take it. Now instead of using here middle name, this time I want to go with modified name, modified date sorry, where here what I write, this is date name of, here it is going to be month, followed by I specify this as modified date. Then here I use in operator. I delete it, then in I am going to use, it's not like this actually. I want to take only the months which contain 30 days. So this is here April I put. Then this is going to be June. Then this is here what, July, August, September I should use. Then this is going to be November. So only 4 months they have actually 30 days. Only 4 months they have 30 days. April is 30 days, June is 30 days, July, August are going to be 31 days, then September is 30 days, again October is 31, November is actually 30 days. So like this we are going to be taking data from that. Now here it is going to be showing all the names including first name, middle name and last name and person type. So if that record is modified in the April or in the June or in the September or in the November, like that we try to select it. Now execute this. It is showing like this. So these are actually here modified. We got around 6530 rows. These got modified either in April or in June or September or November. Like that we choose. Further here you can put actually the month name also. We can put even the month here. You can go with the month. Here we use date name. These functions sometime back I have explained you I am using. So date name, modified date, this is, we put it as month. Like this we put. Like this we are going to take it, then try to execute this. It's showing September, June, September, November, like this it's showing data. So all the data whatever you get is going to be from these 4 months only. You cannot have any date from modified date from say January or February or March or May or July or August or October and December. From those months we don't get data. We are getting only from the 4 months here, April, June, September and November. Like this here data is selected. So this is exactly